Welcome to LBM Talks Social Media. I'm Sally Lacey, the social media manager for LBM Journal, and every other week I have conversations with lumber dealers from around the country about how they're using social media to grow their business. I hope you stick around, because it's time to get social. Patrick Kenefick, welcome to LBM Talks Social Media.
Welcome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on. Let's just get started, Patrick, by you introducing yourself and Cape Cod Lumber a little bit.
So I am Patrick Kenefick at Cape Cod Lumber in Abington, Mass. I am the marketing coordinator. We are a 100% employee-owned company, independently owned. So we all have a small piece of the pie here. Cape Cod Lumber is just over 100 employees. So it's a medium small company. It definitely feels like a small company considering we basically know everybody's names.
So how long have you been a marketing coordinator for them?
So officially it was the first of the year, so a few months now.
Okay.
I was helping out the manager of communications and marketing for the past, I would say, 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then he left, so then I took on the full role of marketing coordinator.
Gotcha. Have you been with Cape Cod Lumber for less than a year then? Did you start
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here for 5 years. Yeah, so 5 years I was in sales, or 4 and change I was in sales. But I always had an interest in marketing. And Chris and I, the previous marketing coordinator, he let me, gave me access to the Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, the TikTok, and he really kind of let me take it over. And he did more of like the managerial things, the little more important stuff. And I dove into Facebook and then Instagram and creating all the content. I'd run it by him first, but now it's just me. So.
Okay. So are you a team of one?
I am a team of one. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. There is no marketing department per se. It's just me.
Okay. But you are the marketing coordinator. So I think I saw on your LinkedIn, like you're also handling radio ads. So you're not just doing social media. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share with me, so as the marketing coordinator, how social media fits into your broader marketing strategy?
Yeah. I think it's a very versatile platform. So it really allows us to get the day-to-day feel of Cape Cod Lumber. It allows us to promote products, company culture, really anything. Radio, print ads, stuff like that. It's its own thing. Social media kind of can take all that and bring it into one.
So let's talk a little bit about kind of what platforms you're on and also who your audience is.
So we are essentially on all the platforms. It's a matter of how often we use each platform. Instagram we use most frequently. It's one of those day-to-day posting. LinkedIn more for our, for obvious reasons, employee outreach. Although we don't see as much interaction on LinkedIn, you'd think, for potential employees. It's more like our career page on our website that we get a lot of inquiries through. And then TikTok is an interesting one.
Yeah, tell me about
followers.
TikTok.
Yeah, we have more followers on TikTok than any other platform. It's weird.
See, when I didn't realize you guys had TikTok. I was looking at all your pages. I assumed you didn't. So this is really interesting. Yeah. Tell me more.
It is very interesting because when the previous marketing manager gave me the okay to open up a TikTok for Cape Cod Lumber, I was like, all right, let's go. Because it's such a giant platform now. It's so hard to track, though, because I don't know who's looking at the video, where they're from, and, whatever. But TikTok is so good for feedback because people are online, trolls, so to speak, and they just love to chirp away, whether they give you the harsh truth or they give you some good concrete feedback. But it's hilarious because we'll put up a short video on whatever, and you get hundreds of comments of people, oh, I would never try that, or oh my God, where can I get that type thing. So we use TikTok solely for feedback, I would say.
What kind of videos are you posting on TikTok?
So usually it's just like today, for instance, we had camo fasteners came and they were going over their wedge clip and their clip drive. Just a quick 30-second video, of the intuitive product that they have to offer. And, this is being seen from people probably across the country. So it's not really beneficial to us to sell to them, but they're also seeing it and they're like, wow, this is so interesting. But it's just quick little 30-second videos of products or something interesting in the yard or something that someone is doing on the sales team that's interesting. It's really one of those quick, spontaneous videos. Nothing's really planned, I would say.
TikTok is all about like authenticity. So just like filming a quick video and throwing it out there is so consistent with the platform. And I also think on TikTok, consistency is really key, like posting really frequently, and then you just continue to get more and more views, and then just the followers come in.
That brings up a good point, though. Consistency is key in social media. So we use this thing called Social Pilot. You can link up all your social medias on there. So you can post through it. You can schedule your posts. You can upload photos, video, text, everything. And then you can press post, next week, next Wednesday, next Thursday. You can just basically schedule all your posts out. I don't do this as religiously as I want to, but it has helped us dramatically in developing a consistent flow of posting.
I would disagree that it's helpful because you're giving yourself that expectation that I'm going to be posting consistently. Otherwise, it might just go to the back of your brain and it doesn't come up until an opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. And I've been on the other end of that where, like today, for instance, struggling to find something to post and you end up rushing it and you see it in your engagement and it's not there. You're not like, why does no one like this post? Like, well, because you took 30 minutes to put it together. You went outside and recorded something silly, and then you put it up there thinking it'd be beneficial to your audience, and it wasn't.
Sure. It's so great that you guys are on TikTok. That just brings a new element to this episode because I don't know that I really know many dealers on TikTok, but you guys are really just using it for feedback.
Yeah, and that wasn't the initial plan. I discovered that by posting all these videos and then reading the comments. And I was baffled by the people, how mean they were or how interested they were in the product. So it became one of these things like, oh, I can't wait to see what people have to comment on this. Like, oh my God. So.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it's such an authentic platform for better or for worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so and then so you're also on. So you don't see as much. You don't see as much engagement on LinkedIn in terms of recruiting as you maybe thought. Yeah. Okay.
I also don't think that we utilize it the way it should be per se. I post similar things on LinkedIn that we may on Instagram, but try to spin it on a more business side of things. Like someone retires after 45 years, that's going to go up on LinkedIn and it gets a whole bunch of likes and comments. Congratulations. People love seeing that kind of stuff. The longevity, the retention of employees. But yeah, I mean, definitely something I need to work more on is consistently posting on LinkedIn, or not even LinkedIn, it's just across all platforms. I can't focus just on TikTok or just on Instagram because they give me the most engagement, but spread it across all platforms.
Yeah, well, that's a big endeavor, like thinking about those 4 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. They're all so different. And I mean, that's something that I do also is I differentiate my content per platform because the reality is that they do perform different because people are going on them for different reasons.
We definitely, I mean, we've posted the same thing on all the platforms before. And it's funny how you see the different engagement on each platform too. What people are saying, what people are liking, or where it's being shared. Now it can get shared 3 times on Instagram and then gets shared 5 times on LinkedIn. Like, oh, well, now we know that that piece of content is more of a LinkedIn content than Instagram. So we'll take that, kind of study it, and then use it for the next post.
What kind of content do you create? Like, what are the topics and
Format.
yeah, topics, formats, all that. And then kind of also which ones are you finding are getting the most engagement?
So this brings us back to the like that scheduling posts. We were trying to do like 1 post a week, and that whether that be what's going on in the shop, a day in the life at CCL, or a new product. But that's sometimes tough to get once a week because maybe there's no new product to display, or maybe there's nothing too crazy going on in the shop that you think would be good content. I catch myself sitting at my desk and I'm like, well, I shouldn't be sitting here. I know I'm answering emails, but I should probably dedicate a few like moments to go outside and kind of capture what's going on out there. But I'm also sometimes intimidated because you go outside and you're trying to interact with a driver that you don't interact with every day. So you kind of have that awkward, hey, do you mind if I videotape you?
I know it can be so awkward.
And usually they're more than okay with it, but it's just that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Not this guy again, or not the sales guy, the marketing guy's coming out here. I'm like, no.
I know. That's us judging ourselves. They
Yes.
probably don't really care.
No. Well, also on that same note, we tried to do an employee spotlight once a month. Someone came up to me the other day and said, we should get more drivers involved with the employee spotlight. And I was like, oh, it's a great idea. We've been sticking to like, not on purpose or anything, we just hadn't gotten there yet, but he had brought to our attention that no one necessarily knows the driver's names. The employee spotlight can display specific people, give out like that feel like, oh wow, I didn't know that about them. He likes to do wrestling in his pastime, or when he goes home, he likes to play this specific video game, or, oh, I didn't know that so-and-so had 3 sons. So it kind of brings like family and values to the company.
There's another unique piece about your guys' Instagram profile that I noticed, and it's that you collaborate with your partners quite a bit. Like I saw you collaborating with Camo, Midwest, Midwest Fastener.
Yeah.
And it looked like for the Camo drive, you made an Instagram video about the clip drive, and you just collaborated with them. It wasn't sponsored, it wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about kind of what the intention behind that is, and also what the effect of collaborating with your partners is, because Camo has a huge reach.
Oh, yeah.
Or a large following, and when you collaborate with them, you're also getting access to their followers on that post. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that process.
So I wish we could do more videos like that all the time, because we did plan that one. I sketched it out, and there was no talking, so I wasn't scripted, but I scripted out the shots, which was kind of fun. And I knew that we had a camo event, a small little event coming up, and I thought it would be a great to advertise it because we're really trying to push that clip drive. But I didn't think about collaborating with them until I did. I opened up Instagram. I was like, oh wait, I can collaborate with them. And when they accepted it, I was shocked, because usually I'll throw out that collaboration button, collaborate with whoever all the time, and only a handful of people will accept it. But it's so beneficial. Collaboration is essential. It's what drives value and increases your following base, because I think they had like 60,000 followers or something. We have 6,000, so we're getting introduced to thousands of more people that are looking at our content, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's follow them. Like, oh wait, I'm in Massachusetts and they're in my area, so now I can go there and get that product. So collaborating is such an interesting tool that Instagram came out with, and I'm so happy they did, because it opens up just so much more business and engagement at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool and creative thing that you guys do, or that you do, because it seems like a lot of the time it's also with Midwest Fastener, you guys were also going to have an event, or they were going to be there. That's just such a creative way to promote that event, and to also yeah, just collaborate with that brand and show your support for them.
Yeah.
And it's also beneficial for your Instagram page. Do you have any kind of goals for your social media presence in the future?
Yeah, just to be better.
What does that mean?
To be more consistent, to stay on top of it. I find it hard or hardest is to stay on top of it. I know I can create a plan, a weekly plan, giving myself ideas to post once a week, but it's easier said than done. My goal is definitely to be more organized and more on top of my plan that I'm planning for myself. But the goals, I would love to reach 10,000 followers by 2026, maybe. That'd be cool. That's a huge reach, but I think we can do it if we post consistently. I think being more organized, consistent, and just on top of it, not forgetting to post something once a week at least. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so one of your goals is to be more organized and on top of your plan. So
yeah.
what is this said plan? Is this kind of the content ideas that you are brainstorming, or what does kind of creating content look like for you? You mentioned it's getting up out of your chair and walking out to the yard and getting some clips. So that's
Yeah.
one piece of it that you mentioned, but are you also kind of spending time thinking about idea concepts and looking at your calendar and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, I would almost rather it not be me getting up and going searching for content because that's when it gets tough. I catch myself falling asleep at night. I'm like, oh, that'd be a great video to shoot. And I'm like, well, why don't you just write it down? Because tomorrow morning I'm not going to remember it. So if I can be more organized in so creating content, yeah, writing it down, writing it down in my journal or using social pilot like we do, and just scripting up something, writing it down, and then coming back to it the next day. Because I would always do this. I would always have a great idea for a piece of content. I would go and I record it in like a half hour, and then I would post it, and then I'd get crappy engagement like we discussed before. If I write it down or I go and film a little bit, come back, the next day, look what I recorded, think about it, go out, record something different, and then formulate it. Creative content is easy, but it's just a matter of putting it all together and making it look like you wanted, like portraying what you were trying to express.
I totally understand that about the disorganization piece. Sometimes I really feel like my brain is just everywhere because I think with content creation, there's so many options and ideas and just so many ways you could do something that it can feel so disorganized. I totally understand with that. Some things that I do, exactly like you're saying, are just writing it down. I have a sticky note on my laptop where if just an idea comes to me, I just put it down there. And exactly like you said, it's come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or in like my content calendar, just put the title of a piece, like an idea, and just put it in there and then come back to it. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
But also, if I grab a cool piece of content from today, or it's just randomly I'm outside and I have my phone on me and I videotape it, I don't have to go and post it immediately. I can hold on to it for like a month. I can hold on to it until the right opportunity presents itself that would fits that moment, and then use that properly, which be more meaningful.
Yeah. So intentionality, thought,
Yes,
organization.
all of it. I struggle most being afraid to post something because I think it's really good, and then hesitating to post it because I'm not going to get the outcome that I feel it deserves. So, but I got over that, and I've just been posting, thoughtfully creating content and then posting it, but not being afraid that someone's not going to like it.
You don't know how something will perform. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just got to do it. And I think another thing is perfect does not exist because it's all subjective. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to care. I think like you are your best like judgment, and same with me. And so if I think something is good or you think something is good, I think you should post it because that means it's good in a sense.
if you're looking to start social media or get into it, just get into it and see where it takes you, honestly. So that's my piece of advice. It's not hard. Being really good at it, I guess, is hard, but it's not hard to be on here and just posting fun stuff. And
Yeah.
you'll get the hang of it as you start posting more. You'll learn what clicks, what doesn't click.
Exactly. Just kind of got to get into it and see what happens and learn. Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing your experience and knowledge with us, Patrick.
I appreciate you having me on the podcast, Sally. This has been so much fun, and I look forward to hopefully maybe doing it again sometime soon.